morning. No, you're not on the wrong channel. This is Anne-Marie, and I am not in my workshop because I went on vacation for 5 days at this beautiful hotel. But I got a little sewing in, I got a little shopping in, and I had a wonderful time. So welcome. If this is the kind of content you like to see, then you have found the right place. Please like, subscribe, and share. So like I said, I've been on retreat for 5 days at this beautiful Ocean's Eden hotel in Trelawny, Jamaica. It has been glorious. I will insert some shots of this resort. Really, really excellent. The food was excellent. The accommodations were excellent. The service was excellent, but it's time to go home. So yesterday I had a chance to travel into Montego Bay. My lovely driver Lennox came and got me, and I was able to go to Ping's and Pablos and pick up a few things that I needed and a few other things that I just wanted on a haul. So I will show you some of those at the very end. But in the meantime, let me show you some of the things I worked on this 5 days. Now I know you're thinking, why are you sewing on your vacation, Anne-Marie? Because I love, this is the best kind of sewing. Somebody else is cooking. Somebody else is making the bed. Someone has provided a gigantic pool, a beautiful ocean, and friends to chat with. I'm here with my returning residents group, so I didn't travel here alone. And so there has been entertainment in the evening, dinners together, and sewing, which I love to do. So it's been an excellent experience. All in all, I recommend it. If you've got a travel machine and you're going someplace, you'd be surprised in the afternoon or in the morning, you might get a few things in. And it's not necessarily that you're gonna complete a lot of things, but sometimes maybe you wake up, you're a little restless at night in a new location, or you wake up early in the morning and you just feel like you want to be a little creative while you're on your holiday. So I packed up a few things that I've been working on. I can't remember who was created a challenge about works in progress, stuff that you had around that's been lingering in your sewing chest and you want to work on. So I picked up a few things that I wanted to work on that for some reason they're cut out. The places are put together. For some reason, I just haven't gotten to it. So this is one of my all-time favorite patterns. It's McCall's 5566. I think I have it. A couple of, I might have 2 of them. And it is some of my favorite tunics. I have made this about 3 times. Unfortunately, for the amount of work that's put into it with the little buttons and stuff like that, I made that. The first one I made in a beautiful fabric, but the fabric didn't make it. So I made it again in this beautiful Ankara fabric that I think I got from the House of Mommy Wata. If I'm wrong, I'll let you know, or I got it from Dose of Fabric, which is a company on Etsy. All right, so I love this. Tunics are my thing. Tunics are especially good for apple-shaped ladies, and you can wear your tunic, skirts, pants, leggings, and because of the shape and finish, it smooths over that belly. So all this needs is a set of buttons to fit on these little loops here. But I took my time. After coming back from a swim before breakfast, over, maybe 2 days, I got this one almost done. Now, the next thing I worked on was this top by Anna Allen Lee. It's the Anthea blouse, one of my favorites of all times. And what I do sometimes, because it is a favorite, if I have a leftover remnant and it can fit in the pattern, I'll cut it out. And I have a whole container of things that I cut out. So this was, I know y'all are tired of this 3-dimensional fabric. Get ready, you're gonna be tired some more. Because I have it in navy blue, and I was able to find the underlay fabric at Ping's. I'll show you later. All right, so I had cut when I was making the bomber jacket, and I have a dress cut out in this fabric that I haven't worked on yet, but maybe I'll get to it in the works in progress part of the year. And so I took my time and did the initial shapes. Now the thing is, I did not bring any black velvet to do the neckline or the cuffs. So I just got it ready for when the time comes. But I think it's gonna be very, very pretty. I hardly endorse the Anthea blouse. I think this one would make 8 of them. It is one of the few blouses, because I have a shortish neck, that I can button all the way to the top, and it looks very nice. It's a great design. Okay, so I worked on that. Like I said, I didn't have to finish. I can go home and finish, okay? And then I started working on this. Let me get the information on this. Well, you know, I've had a love affair with Maker's Atelier this year, and I cut out their tie detail top, and I started to make it for my daughter. I took my time, did it in little increments. Ooh, it's hard to see. Hold on, where's the front? Ooh, so here's the front, and you can scrunch up right there at the front and on the sleeves. And I wanted to finish it up, but I was having the hardest time matching this Loudon or this heather green. And so luckily for me, yesterday when I went into Montego Bay at Ping's, I found the exact fabric match. So I will finish that at home. The very last thing I was able to get to is Vogue 2007. I'll insert it over here, which I think is a Carolina Herrera knockoff. Forgive me, but it's a great look with the beautiful skirt and the shirt, but done in like an opulent fabric. And I think in February at my retreat in Montego Bay, I found this unbelievable fabric, an iridescent green. So I started the skirt. My daughter has season tickets to the opera, so I wanted to make this skirt the tailored looking blouse, and then the shirt, and then I cut out the zinnia jacket, which was a free PDF on Mood. I didn't get to it, but that's fine. This wasn't supposed to be stressful. This was just adding to the day before a nap, after a swim, and all that. So that's what I got to as far as making things while I was on this holiday. All right, so because I'm so close to Montego Bay, I asked my wonderful driver, Lennox, to come get me. So we had a wonderful time visiting and talking about family and the view and traffic in Jamaica and stuff like that. But he delivered me to Pablos, and then I walked up the street to Ping's. I will not be in Montego Bay for like another 6 months. So it was an opportunity to pick up a few things that I could find at these larger fabric stores rather than my local fabric stores. There are quite a few locations, but because I am a caregiver, I can go to my local Pings, but to get to these bigger ones is not something that happens all the time, and it'll be 6 months before I come back. So I picked up a few things, some of them serviceable, some of them fanciful. Okay, so first of all, I picked up a bunch of buckram, because I want to experiment, because next month is costumes, and there's some hats I want to try, and I needed the stiffener. So I have not been able to find like a 45-inch or length buckram. They had that at Ping's in Montego Bay. All right, so let me show you the serviceable stuff that I came to get, and then the stuff I got on the $150 a yard clearance section, which I will do the conversion and figure out what that translates to. So as of today, 150 Jamaican dollars is 95 cents. So of course, I was very, very excited. So what I went to Pablos for was this color copper to go underneath a navy blue overlay for a gown I wanted to make a costume gown. Or I guess a special occasion gown, but I was looking for this copper in particular. I had seen it. I used the chocolate colored material to go as the other side of my sew reversible dresses that I made by Veronica Tucker, where I had the burnt out black velvet with the feathers, and then on the other side I had a chocolate version of this charmeuse-ish material. So I wanted this to go under a navy blue 3-dimensional lace fabric that I have. I could not get a solid piece, but I was able to get 3 pieces that will accommodate the pattern. I looked all over, and this is the only way I could do it. So that's what I went for. I found the accompanying thread there, and so I was very pleased that that's what I went for, y'all. That's not what I left with. So I guess I'll try and separate Pablos from Ping's. Okay, so excuse me as I go back and forth. So I found this beautiful Ankara at Pablos. You think the motif's big enough? Anyway, so it's a beautiful 100% cotton Ankara fabric. And I suspect that when I wash it, it's going to become even lighter. It has a little bit, just a little bit of wax, not heavily waxed. But I found this, I thought it was beautiful. All right, and then this reminded me of tessellations that you teach in school. All right, so I went with a black and white theme because I have plenty of other Ankara fabrics. So I tried to choose things that I would put together or work with. 6-yard increments, $595 a yard, which I think is $3.60 something or $4, which is not bad at all for Ankara. Now, is it the heavy Ankara that I love, that I made this tunic out of? Not necessarily, but I live in Jamaica, so the lighter works for me as well. And then finally, this 1960s kind of groovy graphic. So I kind of bought everything in the same color vein as far as African fabric. So that, I think that's what I bought at Pablos, the beautiful copper satin, the Ankara prints. So if you're in Montego Bay, it is like less than a mile from the airport. If you're getting there early or have a really long layover for whatever reason, it is just past the roundabout, which is the entrance to the airport, and like maybe one giant traffic light, but there'll be traffic, so don't miss your plane. Also bought this blue cone there because it matches the blue of the overlay that I'm using with the copper colored fabric. I know I have another one, so when we get to it. So I got the copper and that. I think they were 3,000 meters, $250 a cone, which, ooh, $1 something? Not bad, not bad. But it's not gonna be Gutermann. It's not gonna have that quality of Gutermann, so, but it's a good thread. I found it, navy. All right, just in case. So those are the 3 cones of thread I bought. Now we're coming to Ping's. Now the philosophy when you go, in my opinion, when I go into Ping's, I'm going to see what's in their bargain buckets, what's in their bargain section that will inspire me to make something. I don't necessarily, when I'm looking for something specific, like copper velvet for a collar of a tuxedo or something like that, I'm gonna send off online because they will not necessarily have it. But Ping's is filled with serendipity. Like if I'm looking to make dress-a-girl dresses, they'll have a giant bucket full of dress-a-girl dresses material. Not all the time, not reliable, just enough magic to make you feel that they have everything. So this time I'll show you what I got from the buckets, and then I'll show you what I got in the 95 cents a yard section. Okay, so I love this athletic print. This is in red. My girls are absolutely mad for it, and I love it as well. I have made, I think, this dress over here in that. So there is a pattern in McCall's that are jumpsuits, and I'm coming into, remember, I still have plenty of time before Christmas, and I'm wanting to make one of these jumpsuits for each of my girls because they live in the stuff I made them. So I've decided that leisure wear is the absolute best gift for them every Christmas. So because this is color blocked, I have some pieces, but I needed some more to complete them. So I have different color palettes for different girls in my life. All right, so that's a brilliant red. I'm thinking that's my Melly Mel. All right, and I got this beautiful tie-dye, you know I'm talking Sarah, right? Lavender, and I got some of that. Now, normally it's $9.50 a yard, but because these lengths were already cut, they were in the bargain bins. And so I was able to get them for $7.50 a yard, which is probably about 5 something or 6 something a dollar. They're 60-inch wide. So I picked up some pieces that will make the jumpsuit for my girl. Here's a little bit more of the red, and they weigh it. They don't measure it, so it becomes a better bargain because instead of saying $900 a yard, it's $7.50 a pound. So it's a bargain for me. Okay, and the last color I got it in was this mustard yellow, which I think is perfect for my eldest. And very often when I call, she's wearing the one I made for her, which I'll show you over here. But this, I think, will be what we're doing for Christmas. Okay, all right, so now let's go to the $150 Jamaican, which translates to 95 cents, bargain wall. I usually buy 6 yards to 8 yard lengths because when the material is that cheap, it really opens the imagination to the things that you can do with it if you're buying in that length. All right, so this lavender polyester blend is a lovely kind of suiting or formal dress material. The color is lovely. I'm not exactly sure why it didn't sell, but it's light, it's beautiful. It has a linen hand to it, but it is a polyester blend. I bought 6 yards of this, and we shall see what comes along for inspiration. And this blue and white thin checked, it has a sheen to it. So it kind of looks like gingham, but more formal. And I can just see this with a large skirt, something structured with a collar and buttons down the front. I don't know exactly what, but I got 8 yards of it. It is about, let's see, it's 45-inch length, but it flutters. And when she cut it, it's a little sheer, but I think it's gonna be gorgeous. It's a beautiful blue and white check. All right, now I've bought some of this before. It almost looks like a chaton silk. It has that little nub and everything. Not sure exactly why it didn't sell. Maybe it's the oatmeal color. Maybe people aren't into it. But I think it's beautiful. So I got 6 yards of this because I have some of this at home. It's kind of what I was going to use to make the shirt that goes with the suit I'm working on for Nicole, that Carolina Herrera Vogue 2007 that I'm knocking off. So got 6 yards of this, recurring theme, 6 yards. Then this unbelievable graphic was there. It is a polyester blend, but it is a lightweight, like a crepe de chine or 100% polyester sort of thing. And I just thought it was so beautiful. Now, I think what may have thrown people off is that it does present as a stripe, right? It does but I think this could be a great shirt dress. I think this would be beautiful. People weren't feeling it. I'm feeling it. All right, so I got 6 yards of that. Did I? Let's see. Yeah, I got 6 yards of that. And now, this I got, and I kind of saw it as costume. It is a double-sided, not a taffeta, but a satin. It's a double-sided. It is champagne on one side and lavender on the other. Now, I don't know exactly what I'm making, but I'm feeling fairy princess with this. It is such an exquisite piece of fabric. Champagne, lavender. We'll see. We'll see what we do with this. I don't know. I'm thinking of all the costume patterns, what I'm going to make with this. And this one, 6 yards as well. Very last, thank you for being so patient. Very last pattern fabric. And I just kind of got it because I felt like it was a lightweight, would be a lining fabric or an underlay fabric that would show through. And I got 6 yards of this. And I'm sure it's 100% polyester, but kind of thought in case my copper thing didn't pan out, I could put this caramel color underneath that. And that's it. I got, when I first was looking for buckram for my hats, I bought this one at Pablos, but I was able to find the 45-inch length piece at Ping's. So that was, and I got 2 zippers, green zippers that match that green fabric and that green thread that matches it exactly. Okay, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much. I just wanted to share it with the people who would be interested in the fabric. My fellow travelers to this resort are not interested in fabric. But I know you are. If you happen to be in Montego Bay, I cannot tell you how much there's stuff there is to explore inside those 2 fabric stores. I did not do a detailed video this time about going through because I was kind of on a time constraint. But if you're interested in those 2 stores, you can sure look at my video from my retreat this year in February. I'm making plans for another retreat coming up in February. If you would like to join us, think about it. I will have more details closer to the event after we get through Christmas, y'all. So I hope you had a wonderful week. This is my #Friday Sews. Y'all, I've been on vacation. I don't even know what day it is. I know what day it is being Friday. I don't know what the date is. Let me think. I don't know. But I've had a fabulous time. All right, we'll see you next Friday. I'm going back to my workshop. I'm gonna finish up my Dress-A-Girl. I left about 4 dresses finished. I think I can get maybe another 3 in before the end of the month and then mail those off. Alrighty, so we'll see you soon. Take care.